Hello guys, and welcome to Different Russia channel. Today we continue with you to explore Moscow region, and today I invite you to a small car excursion, a small car tour around a very typical city of Moscow region. It is Shchelkovo, a small city in Moscow region, 10 miles northeast of Moscow. In this video I won't tell you a lot of historical information, so I think it is very easy to find in Google. I will concentrate on the life of such small cities. We have just left Proletarsky Prospect, the main street of Shchelkovo, and now we are going along the street which is called Frunze, Ulica Frunze or Frunze Street. That is one of the streets, a very typical street, not big, not small. It is just one of the streets of Shchelkovo. Originally, Shchelkovo was a village, a very small village, and in 1925 this village was transformed into the city. Since 1925, Shchelkovo is the city of Moscow region. So the city was born in 1925. In my opinion, the city is not very convenient for people without cars, because to get from one district to another you should take a bus or a taxi, so it is not very convenient. It takes some time to get from one district to another. In Fryazino, where I live, we also have several districts. The central part where I live, the historical part, also we have many storied new neighborhoods and also one or two storied buildings in another part of the city. But in Fryazino everything is very convenient. No need to have a car if you live in Fryazino, for example, because everything is very close to each other, so you can get everywhere without a car. Here it is not possible. Maybe you have noticed, Shchelkovo is the city of contrasts. You may see many storied new neighborhoods, very high buildings, and also one or two storied very old buildings. And these buildings, new and old, they are near each other. A lot of people who live in Shchelkovo, they work in Moscow, and that is why in the morning, early in the morning at 6 or 7 o'clock, a lot of people leave Shchelkovo and go by commuter train to Moscow. It is very convenient when you can get to Moscow by train, because in the morning hours the traffic is really very high. From Shchelkovo to Moscow you can go by car. It is about 20 or 30 minutes if there is no traffic, but in the morning, if you go at about 8 o'clock in the morning, you may spend even 2 hours to get to Moscow. Not very convenient. That is why many people prefer to go to Moscow by train. So not all the cities in Moscow region have commuter trains that go to Moscow. If we speak about Fryazino, we also have railway station, but that is the final stop of the train, and that is not very convenient, because to get to Fryazino you may only take one train that goes directly to Fryazino. If we speak about Shchelkovo, you may go by several trains, because Shchelkovo is not the final railway station. Many trains go through Shchelkovo to other cities, and that is why you do not need to wait for the train for a long time. But I should say that not all the cities have railway stations in Moscow region. For example, if we speak about Balashikha, I have also shown you this city. To Balashikha you can get only by bus or by car. So if you are for the first time in Russia and you haven't seen small cities, so you have just been to St. Petersburg or to Moscow, and you have maybe one free day when you can go somewhere and you want to see the typical Russian city, so I advise you to go to a small city such as Shchelkovo or Fryazino, for example. So these are very typical cities. If you have seen one city, you have seen them all. Maybe Sergiev Posad is different because of Troitsa Sergieva Lavra, but all the other cities, so they look very similar to one another. I have asked Alex to show you the village inside the city, so the neighborhood that looks like a village. So he agreed to go this way to show you how this village, the part of Shchelkovo, the neighborhood that looks like a village, how it looks like. This neighborhood looks like our dacha community. Not much difference, 1 or 2 storied buildings, though I should tell you that the price of land here is really enormous, very, very expensive, because everything is very close. A lot of shops here, a school, so you can easily get to a railway station, a bus station. Everything is very close. A hospital is not far from this place. So the piece of land here is really very expensive. The buildings that you may see now is the local school. Someone asked me about school buses. Yes, we have buses that take kids to school, and then after classes they take kids back to their houses. But these are just ordinary buses, nothing special. These are not some colored buses that you have, for example, in America. Alex does not like to go here because the road here is horrible. In spring a lot of roads are horrible, and when the snow melts they begin to repair the streets, so they remove the old asphalt and put the new asphalt. So now it is just the beginning of spring. That is why you may see that the road is really horrible. Alex prefers to go along another road, so he agreed only because I promised him that we shall go to his favorite DIY store, Castorama, and he will buy something. So also you have asked me about the fences. I don't know, maybe that is some Russian tradition. Everywhere you may see fences, high or not very high fences. Some fences are wooden, made of wood, some are made of metal. So usually nowadays you may see metal fences, because they are rather cheap and you may have this fence for a long time. For example, if you have a wooden fence, so you must repair it constantly. As for the metal fence, so no need to repair it. So you may have this fence for many years. That is why people prefer to use fences made of metal. As for protection, I think that if someone wants to get into your house, so no fence will protect you. So no fence will help you, no fence will defend you from the thieves. So it doesn't matter whether the fence is high or not very high. If a person wants to steal something from your house, so the fence will not protect you from this. Usually people prefer some privacy. They don't want to see neighbors around them. That is why they put fences, because usually the pieces of land are very small and there are a lot of neighbors around you. So just to feel more quiet, to feel more comfortable, people put high fences, so just for some privacy. As for protection, I think it is not of much help. So guys, thank you for watching. If you liked this small car tour, let me know in comments. I will film some other series for you. Thank you. Follow me on Facebook and Instagram. Goodbye. See you soon in the next episodes. Пока.